our go, trying things we didn't know, looking at the sky, see it come alive.
Generally, I'll wear that to about 20 above, depending if or if not I'm using vehicles such as, you know, like four-wheeler snow machines. That's when this comes into play. Even at 40 above, the wind chill can be pretty bad. So generally I'll wear this on vehicles, but if not, about 20 above, unless I'm not really moving, I might wear this, but I'll generally wear it as a neck gaiter from about 20 above and up to about like 40-ish. So that's the Under Armour face mask you guys seen in some of my other videos, especially a lot of my archery videos. Like I said, if I'm pretty stationary at 20 above, I'll generally wear that, but any warmer, or as an actual face mask, any warmer, I'll still wear it, but I'll generally wear it as a neck gaiter. But this whole setup right here is good for me down to a bushcraftable range of about -30, and in all reality, that's about as cold as I go out and actually bushcraft in, or rather kind of practice survival at that point, because it's not really bushcraft at -30 or colder. But that's generally the range I wear all this stuff. And with hands, I didn't really know where to put it, so I was just going to couple it with this. And for hands, unless I'm shooting like archery, and then you can reference that, and once again I shoot archery at really warm temperatures like 20 above or warmer. Unless it's that, then I pretty much always wear these mechanic winter armor gloves, and they're not super cold rated, but that's why I put hand warmers in them if it's really cold. And this is all the stuff I wear for my head and hands. Next part, and the most elaborate part, is my body. And like summer bushcrafting, where generally you can get away with just wearing like one general set of things like I showed in my summer bushcrafting, or what I wear for summer bushcraft video. Winter is really, at least here in Alaska, it fluctuates a lot. Like I said, right now it's 40 above, so I wouldn't be wearing like a parka. I'd be wearing very limited winter gear so that I don't end up overheating or sweating that much. So that being said, this is why there's such a fluctuation in so much stuff. That, as well as I don't have all my winter gear out here just because I have so much of it. Even the stuff that I do use, I will be mentioning it, but I don't necessarily have it all out here, because as you can tell, this table really doesn't have the space for much stuff. Anyways, with that rambling said, generally I'll be wearing this. This is just the winter stuff with what I'm wearing right now. This is the liner to this coat that I'm wearing right now, and luckily it's warm enough that I can kind of get away with that. But generally from about 40 above to about 20 above, I'll just wear this liner with obviously this outer, and then like a BDU under like this, because this helps just wick away any moisture that might form and ultimately keep my body dry. Any colder than that, from about 20 above to 0, I'll still be wearing this inner, of course with this outer, and this Carhartt or just thicker inside linings, and that's to keep me warmer as well as to wick away any moisture. And then colder than 0, or probably about 0 to -10, I'll probably be wearing the same thing. Or about -10, I'll be wearing this BDU under, then this, just this liner, and then a parka generally. And I found that to be really good for -10 to about -20, and then -30 or colder, I'll generally be wearing, like I said, this Carhartt, this, and then the parka. So, like I said, I don't really bushcraft past -30, but that's what I would wear if I had to. So that's kind of the body setup. It is pretty elaborate, but ultimately you have to find effective ways to keep the moisture off your body or keep yourself from sweating. So you have to stay just cold enough that you won't overheat, but yet you don't want to stay too cold. so that you constantly need fires or something like that. So that's kind of why I formulated all these different things for generalized temperatures. Now on to legs, or how I keep my legs pretty warm. These are generally what I wear. These kind of do look like the same thing, but first off, from about 40 above to about 10 above, I'll be wearing just normal Carhartts. These are just regular old, normal Carhartts. And they work really well for that time. They are not that bulky, and I find they keep my legs warm enough. My legs don't really ever get that cold. So I generally am pretty lenient about what is on my legs to keep them warm. As I said, they don't generally get that cold. Past 10 above, if it gets to about 10 above to -20, I'll generally be wearing these flannel-lined Carhartts, and these tend to work a bit better. They are a bit warmer, you can tell definitely when you wear them that they're warmer, and they tend to stop wind better than normal Carhartts. That's probably my biggest thing with normal Carhartts, is if it is windy out, they don't tend to stop the wind, whereas these do a very good job at stopping the wind. And overall, like I said, about to -20, these are what I generally will wear. And then anything past -20, I'll just be putting snow pants on top of this. Go. Feet and head are the primary, as you guys probably all know, are the primary losses of heat. So that's why I take those two the most serious and keep those two the most well insulated. And I found to not have any problems with my setup at these temperatures. But generally I'll be wearing my shoes, the Danner Zigzag trail boots, the same thing that I wear in the summer. I might run gaiters on them depending on how deep the snow is. Here, actually this year, we have got very, very little snow, so I've actually not really needed anything to keep the snow off. But as far as keeping my feet warm, from about 40 above to about probably 10 above, I'll be wearing these Under Armour wool socks. Both of these are wool, but this is 40% wool, so it's not as much, but that is kind of a good thing at those temperatures, because you don't want your feet to get too warm and start to sweat, because once again, that can be a bad thing. Then past that, or if I'm doing lots of serious snow work, I'll just wear these 85% wool socks. These are just seriously awesome. You can tell there's so much wool in them, because I've got these things soaking wet, but yet regardless, they still keep your feet really, really warm. So these, by far, like I said, if I'm going to be doing lots of snow trekking or past +10, these are what I will always be wearing for bushcraft, and they just work so well. If it does get too cold, probably about -30, I will probably put, or I generally put these underneath these, just for more wool, more warmth. But generally, these I found they just run really well by themselves. They don't really need any additional socks underneath them. They're just awesome. So anyways, guys, that is my winter bushcraft setup. Or not setup, but rather what I wear for winter bushcraft. And like I was saying, this is just to give you guys some ideas. This is what I wear personally for winter bushcraft. And hopefully this is kind of showing you guys the stuff that I use, and give you guys some ideas on what you can wear. Once again, winter is a very elaborate time for clothing, because you have to really balance not getting too hot and not getting too cold, and really finding that perfect medium. And that's something that everyone will be a little bit different on. Once again, I have to really put a lot of layers on my body, because as you guys have probably seen in my videos, when I do get in front of the camera, I am pretty thin, so I actually don't have a lot of body to me. So I have to compensate that by putting on lots of layers on my body. So that's the kind of things I run into. You may want to take that into account when trying to build your perfect winter bushcraft clothing setup. And guys, that is it, and I'm out.